from the top of their head. That way they can keep those two things outside of the water, keep the rest of their body hidden underneath the surface. Now they're going to wait at the very edge of any kind of body of water they can hide in. They're going to wait for something to get a little bit too close. So maybe if an animal comes up to get a drink of water, or an animal's not paying attention. Whenever the animal gets too close, these guys can use their really powerful tail to lunge out of the water, grab a hold of the animal, drag them back down into the water, and try and drown them. Now once they're able to kill their prey, these guys don't really chew their food up like you or me. Instead what they do is they bite and hold on with their really strong jaws. They're going to thrash their head around a lot and try and rip really big pieces off at once and just swallow big chunks whole. Now just notice whenever I'm tossing this chicken down to these guys, I'm just throwing it straight down into their throats. A lot of people wonder how come these guys don't choke. Now the reason for it is because they got a little flap in the back of their throats called a gillifold. Now the point of this gillifold is so whenever they're trying to eat or drown something, they don't end up choking or drowning themselves, be kind of counterproductive. So that's why they'll keep this little flap closed, that way nothing happens to them. So if you're walking around the park, you see any kind of alligator or crocodile with its mouth open, you'll notice you can't see all the way down into its throat, because they still have that gillifold closed. Now if you guys are lucky enough, you might be walking around, you might see one yawning. That's whenever they'll actually open up that mouth really wide like that, and they'll be able to open that gillifold. You can see all the way down into the back of their throats. Now these guys got about 80 teeth in their mouth at any given time. But the cool thing about these guys is they can go through about 3,000 in their life. Their teeth are a little bit different than ours. Now we as people, we get 2 sets of teeth. We get our baby teeth and our adult teeth. After that, that's kind of it. Whereas these guys, their teeth are sort of stacked like ice cream cones. Every time they lose a tooth, they have another one ready to pop back into place to replace it, up to about that 3,000 number. Now, one of our more like crocodiles down in Crocodile Cove behind me here, we call him Gramps because he's only got about 6 teeth left in his mouth. Now, out in the wild, you'd be kind of detrimental to any kind of alligator or crocodile because they wouldn't be able to hold on to their prey. Whereas here in captivity, since we already feed them dead raw chicken, it's not too much of a big deal for these guys here. Now, some of these bigger guys, you might be hearing a popping sound whenever I toss the chicken down. This popping sound is air escaping from their mouths. Now, these guys got one of the strongest bite forces in the animal world, with these really big guys having about 2,000 pounds per square inch of pressure on their jaw force. Now, to give you guys an idea about how strong that is, if I was to put a cinder block in their mouth, they were to chomp down on that cinder block, they'd be able to turn it to dust with one bite. Now, whenever they're very young, they don't have that very strong bite force. When they're younger, they got very sharp teeth. They're designed to tear flesh apart. As they get older, their teeth are going to start to dull down a little bit more, and that's whenever they start to get that very strong bite force that these guys are known for. Now, these guys, like I said, are American alligators. These guys are going to be found from North Carolina all the way down to Florida and as far west as eastern Texas. And they're pretty important for our waterway systems. Because like I said, they eat that nasty, gross, decaying stuff. So all that gross stuff in the waters that we don't want, these guys eat all that stuff. They help keep our waterways clean. Now these guys kind of get a bad rap. A lot of people think these guys are monsters. That is not true at all. Believe it or not, these guys are actually naturally afraid of people. Now you can see these guys are not afraid of me at all. They're actually jumping up towards me to get some of this chicken. These guys over time can learn to these guys can learn to overcome that natural fear. That's why it's actually illegal in the state of South Carolina to interact or feed any wild American alligators. Because if you feed an alligator over time that's out in the wild, it might go into someone's backyard, it'll go right up to them without any kind of fear, and that can be pretty dangerous because if you've got any kind of small pets, small animals, stuff like that, those things go missing, and obviously no one wants that. So that's why if you're caught doing that, you can get a pretty hefty fine. It's actually possible to face some jail time because of this. Now I am down to my last 2 pieces of chicken. I'm going to be quiet on these last 2 pieces so you guys might be able to hopefully hear that loud popping sound I was talking about earlier. I heard a tiny pop. I don't think you guys are able to hear that. Let's see if I can get one out of these guys. I heard a decent pop there. That's all the chicken I got this. That is going to conclude my show. We are going to be having another show at the top of the next hour at 12 o'clock. It's going to be held at Amphitheater, which is the big green bleachers to my right. It's all time. Thank you.